Okay, we are live. So Mayor has the board, plug-in tumbler board, which I designed, and it's in Israel now. So today we are going to set up the ESP32S3 on the tumbler for Mayor. So Mayor, if you can just remove that ESP32 and then connect it to that plug-in board.
Okay, so here's the
Ah,
ESP32.
okay.
Ah, ah, mm. I can connect it, but what I can't do is it needs to be,
Yeah, you need to solder it.
yes, which is not going to happen live.
Yeah, but it's okay. We can still program it and then you can solder it and then check it later on.
Okay, so in any case, here's a
Yeah,
ESP32.
Wait, Anuraj, the one you sent me already has the.
I did it for you.
Okay, so but you sent Mir the empty socket basically.
Yeah, because he already had the
Oh,
ESP32.
okay.
So you
So,
didn't
so
have it, so I just soldered it for you and then posted it.
Ah,
okay, so I have the device, and here's the socket. Anuraj, can you walk us through again what I have on this board?
So the tumbler board runs on 5 volts and it runs on an AVR core Arduino Nano. So our plan was to replace it with the ESP32 Arduino Nano. But then we realized that it's running on the Arduino ESP32 Nano runs on 3.3 and the plug-in board runs on 5 volts. So I basically designed the voltage translation plug-in board that you could plug in between the ESP32 Nano and the tumbler PCB so that the ESP32 Nano can run on 3.3 and the board can keep running on 5 volts. But the eventual plan is to remove this plug-in board and design a new board that will be completely 3.3 volts and run ESP32 and for the tumbler itself. But yeah, that is in progress, and but we are still so this allows for the software development to continue and for Venkat and Mayor to continue and test with the software I have already before the actual the 3.3 board for tumbler is done. Yeah, but unfortunately it's not soldered the ESP32 here yet. So
Yeah, I didn't realize.
yeah, but that's
Okay,
fine. Like we can still program your ESP32 S3. So if you can connect your ESP32 with a USB to your computer.
yes, but should I first connect the board to the tumbler?
Mm, uh, it won't matter, right? Because we won't be able to connect your ESP32. Or you can try to put the pins in already and then just uh, try to keep the ESP32. Uh, if you can
No,
try that. How?
there's no.
Yeah, it will be loose, but you might get still some connection. I don't know. Because
Okay,
they are the tolerance for the holes are quite is quite small, so it will still have some connection if you even if you just place it without soldering.
okay. So let's try it. Here is no second. One set of holes. Here is another. Can you enlarge my screen? Yeah. I hope the lighting is good. Okay. Um.
Place the USB on the uh, there is a USB sign on that plug-in board.
Let me,
Do you see it?
I will in a minute. Yes. It says
Yeah.
USB next to this chip over here.
Yes. So that has to be aligned with the.
Yeah. Okay. It's pretty tight actually.
Yeah. So I think like you can connect it to the uh, via USB C to USB A or any USB to your computer.
Yeah. Just a second. Yes, it's actually pretty tight now.
Yeah, I think it might still have some connection, so it should work. But yeah, ideally it should be soldered.
Okay, second. So here's my tumbler.
We can keep it aside at the moment, because we can program that ESP32 before. It's
Okay.
your ESP32 doesn't have the software yet, right? So we need to set it up first.
Okay, so I'm taking the board and I am connecting it up. It is not easy. Oh, it's a Type C connector.
Yes.
Okay. It lit up and
Yeah. So
attached.
this is the default software that comes with the ESP32. I think it's a Blinky program running through the RGB lights.
Well, it's definitely
But
blinking.
yeah, so now if you can show your screen.
Yeah.
Mm, Yeah, maybe if you can click on that search icon and search for device manager.
Here.
Uh, on the Windows, not here, on Windows, bottom left corner. Yeah, search device manager there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and if you can collapse that network adapters, and then yeah, so so right
One.
now it's using DFU, I think a USB CDC and a serial port. So if you see that port, if you yeah, open that. So it has basically that is a serial port of the Arduino, and the Arduino DFU is the programming port. So
Okay.
when we'll so right now what's happening is enumerating two of the devices from the Arduino, but what we want is just have one of it. Uh, Basically, so that we can have the debug traces out. So with this setup, the ESP32 doesn't send out the debug traces or the uh, let's say crash dumps out by the serial. So now first what we'll do is you need to clone, or maybe if you can go on the extensions tab on the left in VS Code. Yeah. The one, two, three, fifth one. Yes. And if you would can install what platform IO, just type in platform IO.
Where do I see it?
You type in, yeah, there. You search the extension. Not firmware, Platform IO. Platform. Yeah. Yes, the first one.
Okay. So
The
it's the
first one.
first one.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. This might take some time to install.
I never
Um,
understood what Platform IO is. I thought it was a web-based IDE. Is that what it is, or what is it?
Uh, it makes so basically what you need is you need lots of tools to actually cross compile and program and flash uh, uh, the embedded device. So generally, what happens is the vendor provides a IDE in which the vendor is basically integrating the compiler, the programmer, the debugger into a single IDE, and also uh, the register file or the register file headers addresses generator inside the IDE. So let's say if you are buying a STM32 ST microelectronics, what they will do is like they will provide an IDE. Right now they provide an Eclipse based IDE in which it has the register address generator, and then it has the integrated debugger compiler. Compiler is generally GCC, and then they have like a wrapper around it for buttons and stuff. So generally, what the vendors do is like integrate everything and then provide their own. Cypress has its own, STM32 has its own, Microchip has its own. So like basically, every vendor has its own ID. And at least before Platform IO, people just used to use the vendor's ID because it would just work. Otherwise, you are spending a lot of time on setting up the environment itself. You can do it like after a while you actually need to do it because if you want to change the addresses or do your own changes, then the GUI actually becomes a headache. And then if you are doing like some sort of compliance testing or automotive compliance testing, then you need to integrate the other tools, so you actually need to play with the command line tools itself. So like but for uh, so for products which in which you don't need the certification, you can just use the IDE provided by the vendor. So, but what platform IDEs, ISP is, they are saying that the embedded developer has to learn so many different types of IDEs because they are all slightly different. Where fundamentally they do the same, but you are not still used to the affordances. So basically Platform IO says, okay, we will provide a abstraction layer for the IDEs, and then we will get the register addresses, and the we will use make a wrapper around a common wrapper so that embedded developers don't have to learn a different IDE for a different microcontroller. But that has also, I don't know how well it has panned out because it Platform IDE has itself become so complex. And so because right now, if you see what I've done, it required some changes in the initialization file of Platform IDE itself, and a beginner would not be able to do it. So
well,
I don't know how much.
look how much it supports.
Yeah, so it's like if you are an embedded developer, then yeah, it's good, but for not for a newbie anymore.
And it only works as an extension to VS Code, or does it also work as an extension to other
No,
IDEs?
well, it's a command line tool, and then they have made a extension on top of VS Code. So you
Oh,
can do all of this with the. It's a command called PIO, and then it has some parameters. I think it's a Python based tool,
okay.
and they have integrated that Python based command line tool I think via TypeScript. I think the extensions are written in TypeScript, and then you can integrate call those. Basically, it calls those command line tools and make some icons on this IDE.
I just want to point out that we do have another important instructables. Arduino came with a set of stickers, so we have to decide what we do with them.
You can
That's
stick
not.
it on the tumbler. So how far is the installation going? It
No,
takes
it's
a while.
finished. Finished.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you? because it installs a lot of drivers and compilers, because it's an extension
I don't know. Here I'm
architecture. It
clicking
will.
on platform IDE and
Okay, because you have not started a project. So when you start an Extensa project, it will download the compiler for the Extensa architecture and yeah, all that stuff.
okay,
So now you can go and clone my repo, or if you can
okay.
go to the Yakro.
So I'm in GitHub.
You need to go to the Yak Robotics Garage.
Oh,
I
wait,
think Red had made that.
just a second. Let's do search. How do we do search?
The magnifying lens. Yeah.
Here.
We really need to update our web page to have all these links.
Yes. Okay. So it's not one of
Uh,
these. What's it
no, I
showing?
think if you go to your own organizations, it's an org, not a repo. If you
Ah,
go click on your profile picture on the top right,
right.
and then your organizations. Yes,
Do I have to be a
and
member in order to access this?
yes, you're already a member. So,
No, I
but I
am. But
think,
the people watching
but
didn't get
anybody can
public.
clone these repos. It's a public repo, so anybody can go and just clone it. You won't be able to make changes, but anybody should be able to just download the code. And yeah, I've kept it as Apache license, so it should not be a problem for anyone to use.
Okay, this one, right?
Yeah, just clone it to your computer.
Oh, I hope it works.
Yeah, HTTPS is fine.
Okay, what do? I press copy?
That will copy, and then if you want to use a command line, then you can go to a PowerShell.
Not regular command prompt.
It will work if you have Git installed. Uh, can you type Git?
I have Git installed.
Yeah, so go to the folder where you want the.
Okay, let me create a folder. I'm sorry. On Windows, what is the command for making a folder?
mkdir.
That's what I thought.
No?
No, it is. I just didn't write.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so I have the folder. Now what?
Just git clone and the URL you copied. Space. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're done.
Okay. Now you can open VS Code, this folder in VS Code.
Um, and I do that from file.
Yes. File, open folder.
Okay, stop. No, it's not here. A second, I opened it somewhere else.
Or
No, it's okay.
uh, yeah, if you are trusting me, then you can click yes.
I'm trusting. Night.
Yeah, so we can update later on. But once you open the folder, Platform IO will recognize that it's a Platform IO project.
Yep.
Then if you see at the bottom, it's starting to configure the project itself. So it will load
Yeah.
the task and yeah. If you can go to terminal in the top, the terminal menu,
Yep.
and then new terminal.
Okay.
Yes, and then output. The output not there. The output tab. Yes. What is happening? Okay, it's still configuring, I guess. Yeah.
Still
What is
loading
happening in the
tab.
debug cons? Yeah, still loading it. Ah, okay.
Okay. Doing.
Mayor, is there any way you can increase the font size a bit? This is like at the edge of my ability to read.
Not only yours. Um.
Pest control plus plus. So it's a actually this is a basically a browser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an Electron app.
There we go. That's much
Yeah.
better.
Okay.
Okay. So it
So this is
recognized
basically
that it's a platform IO project and these are parameters it pulled from your repo somewhere.
so what how Platform IO works is each project gets a Platform IO.ini configuration file, and then based on these parameters that I have written here, it will download the compiler. So it knows now it's a expressive ESP32 Arduino Nano ESP32, and the board is that one. The framework is Arduino, so you can either do it with ESP IDF or the Arduino framework. And what
Okay.
else? The
What is this? The upload point.
that you will have to change according to Windows. So this is basically done on Linux. So on
Hmm.
Linux, the USB when you connect the ESP32 Nano to Linux, it will enumerate as this one
Okay.
on slash device TTY ACM0
But I
on
am on Windows.
yeah. So if you open that device manager, yes, and so basically you get the yeah. So it's connecting to COM1, but I think yeah. So right now the serial port is connected to COM1, but after we flash this software, it will generate another COM virtual COM port on Windows, and it will give the device a new number. So that's why I had asked you to open this. So it will show up here.
Okay.
This process for Mac might be a little different for Venkat. This might not be the same. It
It
might be
would
a
be,
little similar to Linux,
Yeah.
so it might be in some slash devices directory.
but
So
he's still
what
gonna
we
have to
just saw in that window Mayor popped up, COM1 and USB, one of them is a physical port and the other one is a virtual port and a new virtual port will come up.
I don't know the Windows how the Windows drivers work, but I think there is some enumeration, and then this com numbering is basically a virtual com port. I don't know the
Okay. Yeah,
in
that's what I was
Windows
asking.
internals. I don't know.
oh, that's it.
Okay, but now if you can go click that tick mark button at the bottom left.
Problems?
Uh, no, you see the blue line at the bottom.
Yeah. Main?
Yes. So yeah. So this is like a status and like a menu button, so that you don't have to go to, let's say,
Yeah.
run and build. So they have just created buttons for those commands. So if you go to that, there is a home button, right? So that will open the platform IO. If you on the if you see click that, it will go to the tab on the PIO home on the top. Yes. You
Yeah.
see it changed. So now you can go to platform ini tab and just keep it there. So this is how you start a new project in platform IO. But if you can now click the tick button, the check mark button in, yeah, that one. So this will basically build it.
What about these problems he found?
Let's check this
He
first.
created the image. He's compiling.
So this is compiling for the target expressive board
And this
Yes,
using
is
the
a
Arduino
regular
framework,
GPU.
right?
yes, yeah.
Okay. And if you had
So
used ESP-IDF, it would have compiled in a slightly
We have the
different way.
command
But
here.
uh, yes, because the abstraction layer is different.
Right.
So basically, this can also build a ESP IDF. Platform I also can build an ESP IDF based project.
okay.
So they will pull the ESP IDF instead of the Arduino framework. But Arduino framework is also basically a slight abstraction on top of the IDF drivers. So it's
This is why I don't like embedded. Everything is an abstraction of everything else. And at the bottom, it's all a physical USB port.
Venkatesh,
so
the word
yeah.
embedded is suggestive.
Yeah, and then I embedded also means different things to different people. So a lot of people for embedded it just means embedded Linux, but embedded's much more than just embedded Linux. Yeah, and then basically like Espressive has also released their own IDF extension. So it also works in on a similar fashion like Platform IO. So what they do is they have a ESP IDF command line tool. It's a Python based tool, and they have done the same thing as them. They have written a VS Code extension, and so if you go to that extensions tab, Mayor,
Okay. Um,
on the left, yes, where you install Platform IO from, yes, and if you search ESP IDF,
this one.
yes, yes, so don't install it because it will install more buttons and it will confuse you. But this is basically the tool provided by the vendor. And I've seen a lot of people, or some of the vendors have started moving to VS Code, and they release extensions for. Um, so VS Code is the IDE, and then they extend with extensions their own tooling. So I think Nordic
Well,
Semiconductor has moved on to VS Code based tooling, and Espressif is already there. Platform IO is on it, but I think STM32 is on Eclipse. Uh, Cypress, which is now Infineon, has both Eclipse and C Sharp based IDEs. Um, yeah, and AVR has its own C Sharp based IDE, but now they have merged with Microchip, so they have their own two different kinds of IDEs. Yeah, it's a mess.
But Platform IO claims to do all of them sort of
Yeah.
universally, but only part of the way. If you go beyond, you said you have to go back to using the vendor tools for advanced.
Yeah. So, for example, some of now these days, at least 10 years ago, it only only few of the vendors had this kind of programmable fabric inside. So, but these days, even like AVR and
so we're
uh,
lucky.
uh, microchip, so many of the microcontrollers have this programmable fabric inside, and they are basically like at least in Cypress, I saw that you need to use their IDE to program that fabric. So, so how much do you gain? And then I've seen problems with Platform IO that they are only supporting open source uh, when vendor things. So I think there was a like some controversy that Platform IO did not want to merge some pull request, open source pull request from for the Raspberry Pi Pico, the small microcontroller from Raspberry Pi, because it has some open source issues, and Platform IO was not, although it was done by a independent guy, but they didn't want to support. that particular feature on platform IO. And they were asking, okay, Raspberry Pi should pay for this because we are doing their work. Because Raspberry Pi Pico, they don't have their own IDE. They just provide the C SDK,
But
the APIs and the register files, and it's open
but,
source. But
but it will
then
support
platform,
it, yes?
yeah, everything we are doing today is supported.
No, this
So
one is ATM 18 mega.
yeah, that is a supported because AVR is like a 25-year-old architecture, and I think it's like 8-bit. So people can just write the register layer. So that is not a problem. And almost like you don't need much for AVR. It's the simple microcontroller. So now I think the tools are installed
Yeah.
and it's
Um,
compiled. Yeah. So now if you go see that right arrow, just close this tab, the
Close the
platform
tab.
IO home. Yeah. And that too. And just open the platform IO ini file. Uh,
Put it
Not that
here.
one.
No.
Uh, it's on the left side. Left side, the tab. You change the tab on the left side, top left, top left. Click that copy. Yeah, that one. Yes, that is the VS Code Explorer.
Well, okay.
So what I've done here is
So the one thing you're not doing, Anuraj, is walking around and chanting and making, movements with your hands. I mean, we have
okay.
the arcane chats out, so we need to update this upload port, right?
Yes, and I think you can change it to com1.
Let's see again. So it's not
Yeah,
com5.
I don't know why the DFU is showing that yellow. You see that yellow? Uh, uh, Other devices and Arduino DFU.
The drivers are not installed. There are no compatible drivers.
Can you click on update driver?
Which one?
Search automatically. Yeah.
Nope. So let's look
Okay,
on
maybe
Windows
we can
Update.
use the serial port itself. Let's see.
Let's see on Windows Update.
Yeah.
Um, no, he only has some cumulative update. It's not.
Yeah, sometimes you have to go to I think the Arduino website and then download these drivers. But let's see if we can make it work through COM1. It should, the serial bootloader should work.
Okay, so I should write here COM1.
No, just delete the entire slash dev slash tty. Now just COM1 in capital.
Wait, there's no path or any other like system thing. It recognizes this as a global proxy for
Yeah,
common.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know the details of Windows driver things, so it generally
Okay,
works.
so do I do save or is it automatic save?
Yeah, just save it because you see that white yeah circle. Just type something, just random stuff. Now, if you see at the top platform dio any, it has an M written. M means modified, and that circle means it's not saved. Now, if you save it, that circle will go away. Yes.
Okay,
Uh, Now, if you try to click that right arrow, which you click, the check mark button which you clicked at the bottom left, there is a right arrow beside it.
well, too late. Wait, sorry.
It's okay. And this time it should build faster, I guess, if it's not cleaning the object files.
I just hope it doesn't stack. back up and do it twice. Why is the compiler so slow?
Uh,
Anurag,
I don't know.
why is
There's
it
a
so
lot of
slow?
code.
Okay,
Okay.
so now I
Now,
this one
yeah, click
upload.
that. Yes. Yes.
Okay, he's preparing. We know it didn't upload yet because my thing is still blinking. No,
Yeah. So if you can, that debug tool needs to change. Uh, Load protocol. Yeah, this is basically. Let me check now how I
yeah, he
did it.
could not find the device.
Yeah, because the device you have to. It has to be the correct one the first time,
Okay.
and I've not done it on Windows. Oh, let me check.
Oh, are you saying it can't find the COM1?
No, it's the upload protocol. So the upload protocol, you see that it's written as ESP built in, right?
Yeah, so I guess we'll
D-
have to
Change
download.
that. No, just comment that out. If you just go click on upload protocol and debug tool, just select those two lines.
Yeah,
Select those two lines and then press Control slash. Yeah.
semicolon. Okay, do it again.
Save it. Save it first.
Okay,
So you can also upload
why is he
via.
compiling again?
If you can go to run, if you run menu on the top. Yeah, that button is like configured so that it compiles it every time. But if you go to the top run, uh, the top menu called run,
Okay,
your cursor.
no, no
Can you?
capable USB device available.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. If you open that device manager, so you see that yellow warning sign,
Yes.
triangle warning sign. That basically means that there is some driver issue. Let me check.
Yeah, he says there's no driver.
Um,
The drivers are not installed.
uh, so
Just
if you
get
can
it from the
open this,
Arduino site.
yeah, I got a link. I'm just posting it on Discord or in the chat here.
Yeah, but put it in the chat here, it's easier. Yeah.
Yeah. This is not for ESP32, I guess.
No, that's the
Uh,
18 mega.
yeah, just me try this link.
Okay, that's exactly the problem I have. It says to press reset button.
So if you, okay, this Arduino doesn't have that.
And this also says this is Arduino IDE, not Platform IO.
But the driver installation should be similar.
Where do I find the driver?
Yeah, that's what I'm searching. Okay, do you have a spare uh, connecting cable like this?
What do you mean spare? I have more connecting cables.
So basically, no. Yeah. So what you have to do is no, not those. So that you can connect the pins of the
Oh,
Arduino, because I think you have to put it in a bootloader mode specifically, and so on the ESP32
you mean
S3
I
there
need
are
to
like,
do this?
yes, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why they haven't brought out it as a button, because if you look at the Freno boards, they have two buttons, and if you press both of them, it goes into the bootloader mode.
So I have. No, these are all protected.
No, you don't need. You can just connect it to the pins. So if you
Yeah,
connect
I
the
understand, but it all has. Um, I have to find an exposed wire.
no, do you have the like the female wires? These are like the male pins shown here,
Yeah,
but you can also do it. So because, for example,
I
this
have
one which I
the
have,
female. Oh, yeah, you got a point there.
yeah.
Yeah, but
So these are like,
how do I
yeah.
attach them?
No, so you don't have necessarily have to do it like shown in the figure. What you can do is connect the fourth pin and the third pin together. Now, that is basically grounding the reset pin, and then you have to press the button once. Did you
And then I
understand?
can disconnect it.
Yes. So first you connect the reset pin with the ground pin, and press the button, and then remove the wires. That will put it into bootloader mode.
I have an idea.
Wait, I think I missed something. Why is it no longer in blinky mode? How is it steady green? Did you do something?
No, it's blinking.
Blinking.
Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at the screen. Sorry. I was like, all right, that doesn't look right.
Okay,
Okay, it's
so
still in blinky and you're trying to do the reset trick.
I have one of these.
Yeah, I think even that should work. You just have to touch
Which which
the
legs?
there is a ground pin called, I think, let's check it before we break AR.
My magnifying glass is not here. Well, in fact, maybe it is. It's a special one used by knitters, but this is a young person's game. Okay.
uh, I'm just checking the pins to make sure you will touch the right pins.
So on this side, next to the reset, and on this side, which one is it? D1,
No, you
D1.
don't need to connect those resets. You can basically connect the reset and the ground together. So the ground is, I think, but so you see a B1 pin, B1.
Yeah, this is B1.
So you need to connect B1 to ground.
Which one is ground?
I think the white colored.
The white one next to reset.
Yes, but I'm just confirming it. Should I'm most probably sure, but yeah, it is the one. Yes. So the
Okay,
white is
so
the ground, and B1 is the reset. So
okay,
you
so I
need to connect,
connected them.
and now press the white button on top of Arduino. Yes.
Disconnect.
Now remove the clipper. Yes. Now you see the blinking pattern changed.
Yeah, now it's purple.
Yes. So now that means basically you have gone into the bootloader mode. If you open
Oh,
the device manager now,
yeah.
and so a new serial device has come. Okay, now if you try the upload button, yeah.
Yeah, I
I don't
didn't
know
see a new
if
serial device. I just saw the same too.
no, it the com number changed.
Oh,
No,
okay.
sorry.
Uh, I think you have to configure it for serial upload.
But oh, it's COM 4. Should I have written COM 4 instead of COM 1?
Just try it.
Every time I change
You
the
can
INI
also upload
file, it
from the
compiles
top
again.
menu. If you go to the top menu, run just beside the terminal menu, yeah, and then click it. It should open up something. No, it will drop down. It's a drop down menu.
Oh, he's in the middle of compiling.
No, it will not run anything.
Yeah,
It will just open a drop down menu. Yes. And
no, didn't find it.
yeah, I think you have to change
Didn't
it
find it.
to serial. Wait, let me find the correct configuration.
Okay.
Uh, Maybe you can no build type debug. Hmm. Just comment out everything
Oh, what is
below.
this? What is this? USB JTAG serial debug unit.
Ah, yeah. So basically now it's in the JTAG mode. So can you cancel it now? Now you can uncomment that upload protocol to ESP built-in. So JTAG is the basically the built-in protocol or the hardware.
Okay. Yes.
Now the yeah, that is you can also uncomment that one. Save it
Okay.
and now try it.
It's still on COM 4. Okay, I'm reminding you that COM
Yeah,
4.
I think it's the correct. It should go in now. What
No,
does it say?
let's see. Uncheck debugger. libUSB error not found. Could not find the device.
I think there is some driver needed. That's why. Yeah,
but
but
he's
we
not.
are at the top of the hour. Yeah. Uh,
Okay.
and I have to go. But yeah, I will try it once more with my Windows computer and then try to get the
Yeah, but
correct
maybe we
configuration.
need to change some setting here.
It's the OpenOCD lib USB. If you search that error on Google, I think you will find something.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think the first error, if you just search on Google, it even suggests those errors.
All right, so next time we'll continue fixing the Windows version, and then hopefully, if we finish that, we'll try the Mac version when I'm ready.
So maybe
Mac
we'll use the
should be a
Mac.
little easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Okay.
right. Yeah, this
Okay.
was illuminating layers of black magic and incantation. But okay.
Okay, but at least we got the JTAG port recognized, so that's a good
No,
thing.
it's actually sufficiently advanced technology. That's what it is.
Indistinguishable from magic. All right. I got to
Okay,
go too.
bye.
See you
Okay.
guys.